literally on this chart that I'm about to show you, they deemed that Cheerios and Lucky Charms are actually healthier than eggs and beef. So the NIH, also known as the National Institute of Health, has come out with a new food pyramid. So they spent 3 years doing this, apparently $3 million. They talked with a ton of nutritionists about this, about what's gonna actually be on the food chart. And the food chart basically is there by the NIH to guide the country on best practices for food and like how to be healthy, like what you should eat to be kind of like an optimized person and find health. Here's the chart right here. You guys can obviously see the green is what they're indicating as to be encouraged foods. The yellow is to be moderated, and the red is like basically red zone. Do not have that. That's like to be minimized, more or less is what it's calling it. This is telling the country what to eat to find health. Right here, we're literally seeing, in my opinion, the most blatant insight into how our realities work. We are literally living in a reality that is being crafted for us and designed for us by companies who are looking to generate profit. Like, I actually don't think that any individual who like is educated in nutrition, or even somebody who's not, a high school kid, a middle school kid, like a college, like how could anybody possibly look at this and be like, yep, that checks out, that's accurate. And first and foremost, let's just set aside the fact that there's sugar in there. It's processed. Like anything that's processed means that it's man-made. It didn't come from the earth, which that right there is a huge like red flag that somebody would encourage that. But then let's look at the sugar content. In 3/4 of a cup of Lucky Charms, there's 10 grams of sugar. That's like teaspoons and tablespoons amounts of actual sugar in a serving, which is like no one has like 3/4 of a cup of Lucky Charms, let's be honest. People have like a few of those, at least I do. It's also showing that the Cheerios are supposedly better than a lot of the actual natural fruits that we have. Both of them contain sugar, but like whether you're carnivore or animal-based or vegan or whatever your situation is that you choose to live by, I think everybody can agree that like processed sugar is not better than regular, just God-given, earth-given sugar. And this is the instruction that we're given by the National Institute of Health. Like that's who's guiding what our kids eat. And that's who's guiding what like low income areas are given as far as like what's appropriate. What that does is that designs our reality. To me, this looks like a great example of like how the rest of our reality has been crafted. We're told to go to college for hundreds of thousands of dollars, which we all know has now in recent years been proven to be not worth that amount of money. Let's just put it that way, depending on the school, of course, but generally speaking, you're gonna go into debt for that. And that's a horrible setup for somebody. We've been taught, you know, that you eat these foods and you're gonna be healthy, but yet sugar, processed sugar is they're finding it's one of the biggest links to Alzheimer's and dementia. Beyond that, what we've been told about alcohol. Like I talk on this channel all the time about life without drinking, because when I decided to stop drinking, I was literally the only person I knew who was not drinking. I was 25 years old. I decided to stop drinking, and I thought it was gonna be the worst thing. You know, I was scared to do it. I'd put it off for so many years, deciding to stop drinking, because I thought life was gonna be boring and I was gonna be boring and people weren't gonna like me, and that, you know, I wasn't gonna have depth in my relationships and all of those things. And then I did it, and I sort of had this crazy awakening where I realized everything I had been taught about that life, everything that I had been sold about the benefits of alcohol and all that was actually false, at least for me. Where before I was living life and drinking and all that, I was just going along, just doing what everybody else was doing. When I decided to stop drinking, my income quadrupled. My job, I got an incredible job after I decided to stop drinking. My body, I lost 20 pounds without any effort, and my body looked the way I wanted to look, but my muscle grew dramatically just from not drinking. Like there's so many things that compounded in terms of success that I'm still experiencing from life without drinking. And I really do look at it as like we're stuck in this system. We have all these companies who are advertising to us, you know, the benefits of life with drinking. And though that, you know, obviously can definitely be true with alcohol, I obviously had some great times drinking. My experience is that actually, when I removed alcohol, all of that stuff was actually where I improved. And I wasn't recovering from a hangover for 3 days so that I could actually reach my potential and do the things I wanted to do in my life, and that made me happier. So all of that is to say that I'm looking at this food system now, as far as like what I talk about with carnivore and animal-based, as like cracking the code and breaking the system. All around, I just feel so good with eating this way, and same with alcohol, not going with what we've been told from these ads and all these things. We've all been taught this stuff it's just not true. Our reality is so much bigger than this, you guys. We literally live on a ball in the middle of space. It's a sphere, not a ball, but a sphere that's literally spinning around. And the thing that gives us life and gives us sunlight is another ball, another sphere that's made up of flames. And that's what keeps us alive and wakes us up. And then when that thing goes away for the day, we have another sphere that comes out that literally conducts the waves and puts us to sleep and, designs women's menstrual cycles and all these crazy things. Like, our reality is so much bigger. It's all so much more energetic than we've been taught and told. If you want to completely design your reality, go ahead and subscribe below. I love talking about all things human optimization, human exploration, and just general life hacks about how to just invent our own reality. That's what it is. And that's what I talk about on this channel. So anyways, that's my rant. I appreciate you guys being on here. I will see y'all at the end of this week for Carnivore Week 3. All right, see you guys. Bye.